Thessalonian, the happiest of birds.
I was so nervous I couldn't hold a putt. It certainly wasn't intentional, but 18 pars around Muirfield will do. On a day like that, it's still 71. It's par, so it's still a darn good score on a Sunday.
Aldo beat Roger Davis and Paul Azinger by a stroke and went on to be a three-time Open champion. Despite suffering the after-effects of a car accident that almost claimed his life, Ben Hogan was all-conquering in 1953. The Texan had already won the Masters and the US Open when he travelled to the Open for the first and only time.
Ben Hogan at Canusi in 53. Hogan came over still recovering from his accident. Very difficult to play any sport when you're in pain, isn't it?
You would never know he was in pain.
No.
And everybody talked about Hogan, how he couldn't putt. He missed a ton of, 6, 8, 5-foot putts, but he holed a ton of 20-footers. I mean, he may have missed a lot of putts, and they said couldn't putt, but he should hold a lot of putts too. So it was a balance.
More often than not, Hogan's consummate ball striking tipped the balance. And it certainly did that week at Carnoustie. The locals dubbed him the Wee Iceman, and he was ice cool in shooting a final round 68. Another instance when Hogan's zone was impenetrable.
If you're tired of constantly digging through your handbag trying to find what you need Perspirite, the ingenious handbag organizer that transforms even the most cluttered bag into a perfectly organized bag in just seconds. Perspirite organizes all your essentials into 10 expandable pockets, then sits right in your handbag for easy access, leaving extra room in the middle for your wallet and larger items. Perspirite fits any size bag and keeps everything you need in plain sight and right at your fingertips. And look, it lights up so you can see exactly what you're looking for. So you can grab your glasses or checkbook in a flash, find your makeup or keys with ease. And the next time your cell phone rings, you'll know right where it is. And look, no need to dump out all your stuff just to change bags. With Perspirite, you can switch from one bag to another in seconds. There's even a special hidden pocket for credit cards, pills, or personal items. It's great for organizing gym bags, diaper bags, beach and tote bags, too. And with its built-in light, it's easy to find what you're looking for, even when it's dark. With Perspirite, you can get all your handbags totally organized in seconds. So stop digging through your handbag. Stop trying to see in the dark. Call now and get Perspirite, the lighted handbag organizer, a $30 value for only $19.99. You'll also receive our mini Perspirite absolutely free. It's great for smaller bags, clutches, and evening bags. Call right now, and we'll send you an additional Perspirite light that lets you turn any handbag into a lighted bag in seconds. That's right, you get it all. The Perspirite organizer with built-in light, the mini Perspirite, and an extra Perspirite light. An incredible $60 value, all for only $19.99. This offer is not available in stores, so call now.
To order, call 1-800-571-8431. That's 1-800-571-8431. Don't delay. Call now at 1-800-571-8431.
Vital for Open success, touch on and around the greens. That was one of Gary Player's trump cards at Royal Lytham and St Anne's in 1974, as it was for Nick Price at Turnberry 20 years later. And yet Seve Ballesteros and Lee Trevino are recognized as the two standout players when it comes to short game prowess en route to Open glory. At Muirfield in 1972, Trevino chipped in 4 times on his way to defending the title. Was it luck, or part of his master plan?
I've never known a player that has a chip shot that's not aiming at the cup. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to go in, but that's what you're aiming at.
Lee Trevino at Muirfield. I mean, casting my mind back to the shots he holds from off the green, the outrageous, or one of the outrageous ones was at the 16th hole, third round I think it was, front bunker, bang, bang, it was going, well, miles far, hit the flag and in. I mean, what can you do about that? It's just one of those things, isn't it?
Well, sometimes, you know, you need a break to win a golf tournament.
The one thing that was never mentioned about that third round, I birdied 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. I birdied the last 5 holes on Friday, and no one ever mentioned that. They're all talking about how lucky I was to chip in on 17 in the 4th round, right?
It was a classic championship. On the 17th, Trevino was tied with Tony Jacklin, 1 shot clear of the clubhouse leader, Jack Nicklaus. But Trevino's hopes looked to have been dashed when after 4 shots, he still hadn't found the green.
But I was so angry, and Tony knew it. He says, "Oh, go ahead." He says, "Don't worry about it." He says, "Come on up if you want to." So I went over there and I pulled a 9-iron out and I chipped the ball in for 5. It absolutely distracted Tony so bad that he 3-putted.
I'm sitting in the clubhouse, or just finished the 18th green, when I heard the roar of Trevino chipping it in.
Given up, really.
He'd given up, and he chipped it in the hole.
And knocked the stuffing out of Tony.
Tony it did, but it did me too, because, you know, Tony ended up 3-putting that green, but Tony would have 2-putted that green and parred the last. He would have tied me.
Yeah.
But it was by no means conclusive. Trevino required a 4 at the last.
Jack again was sitting in the locker room watching the television monitor as I got ready to hit the shot. There was a press man that said this to me. He said that Jack was watching you. He said, you swung that 8-iron, and as soon as you swung the 8-iron, he reached down and started unlacing his shoes. And the press man said to Jack, "You're not going to watch to see where the ball goes?" He said, "I don't have to." He said, "I saw the swing."
Yes, Trevino had the last laugh. The first player to retain the claret jug since Arnold Palmer a decade earlier. At Royal Lytham in 1979, Ballesteros and his driver weren't on good terms. In the closing round, the 22-year-old Spaniard found the fairway in only 1 of 9 attempts, yet continually made miraculous amends.
I won the Open in a different way from most people that they have won the Open, you know. I was right, left.
Seve was indeed saved by his short game. One unconventional brave escape followed another, and the pivotal moment of the championship revolved around yet more unlikely Ballesteros magic on the 16th.
I attacked the hole from the right side, not as much as the ball went, but I tried to hit to the right side, and the ball ended up under one of the cars. So I have a free drop, and then I have a perfect entrance into the green with the sand wedge. And I put it in the middle of the green, exactly the way I want it, and then I hold a 20-feet putt for another birdie, and that was the key hole for me to win, I think.
It was an extraordinary performance, all too much for playing partner Hale Irwin and the rest of the chasing pack.
I turned to my son Jack, and I said, "How far do you think a 3 would go here?" And he said, "Pop," he said, "I think that'd go a long way." So I took dead aim at it and hit it right at the flag. The ball hit and bounced down about, 12 feet to the left of the hole.
Jack Nicklaus won the Masters 6 times and a total of 18 majors. His record is still the one to beat. Make it happen. RBS, the Royal Bank of Scotland Group.
He crashed that drive, and Jack picks up still another birdie. Birdie country again.
If he put together his best shots from every hole of the Masters, Jack Nicklaus would turn in a card of 48. But it's his record of 18 majors that's still the one to beat. Make it happen. RBS, the Royal Bank of Scotland Group.
Andrews. Winning the Open Championship here is much coveted. Jack Nicklaus did it twice. First in 1970 via a playoff against Doug Sanders, and again 8 years later.
It is a very special place, St Andrews.
From the very first moment I walked on that golf course, I fell in love with it. I thought it was absolutely magnificent from the first time I saw it.
Ditto Tiger Woods, who dominated at St Andrews in the Millennium Championship and overwhelmed the opposition on his return in 2005.
Tiger's performances at St Andrews have been remarkable, haven't they?
Oh, he plays wonderful at St Andrews. Well, he plays wonderful everywhere.
Yeah.
He's a great player. And but St Andrews is, you know, I won in 70 and 78 at St Andrews. All the bunkers were always in play for me.
Yeah.
Tiger wins in 2000. None of the bunkers are in play.
Didn't go in a bunker.
No, he gets to buy every bunker. I mean, what a way to play that golf course when none of the bunkers are in play. You got everywhere in the whole world to drive it in.
The one place you want to win one has got to be at St Andrews, home of golf.
I mean, he won by 8 shots. I mean, that's the biggest margin since James Braid in 1908. I mean, that hadn't been really done before.
Yeah, he's amazing how he wins just running away. Once he gets in the lead, then he all of a sudden it just multiplies for him.
I wanted my name on that trophy so badly, because you look down that list and you look at every single great champion who's ever played the games on there. I want to be synonymous with those great players.
Australia's Peter Thomson and the American Tom Watson are joint record holders in the modern era. They've both managed to win the Open 5 times, with Thompson's final victory at Birkdale his most gratifying.
1965, the last time Peter Thomson won. Before that, few people thought, well, the big boys, you boys haven't come over, the competition wasn't tremendous. I thought 65 was a great victory.
I never really saw Peter play when he was at his best.
No.
But he was, you don't win the British Open 5 times and not be a great player.
Pressed hard and playing alongside the defending champion Tony Lema, Thomson effectively settled the issue with a wonderful second shot on the 18th. 5 Open titles in 11 years, including 3 in a row, but no amount of success has eroded his modesty.
I think the standard of the play was, considering what clubs were used and what balls were used, was not different to today, but in those times there was just a handful of players really who could have been winners. They're like your children, you have to love each one equally. No, I enjoyed each one that I won, naturally. I had a bit of sadness about ones I didn't win, and of course they were overwhelming, the ones I didn't win. I didn't win 25 times.
The other champion to earn 5-star status at the Open was Tom Watson. His quintet was completed between 1975 and 1983, the most memorable of which was his second win at the expense of Nicklaus on the Ayrshire coast.
Tom Watson at Turnberry, 77. Your duel with him over that final day. It was extraordinary, wasn't it? How you just blow for blow, 66, 66, 66. You know what I mean? You were bang, bang, bang. It was wonderful to watch.
I think we were at 138 first 2 rounds. We were playing with each other, and we just kept going low. And when Tom holed it again clear across the green on me on 15, and I was about 20 feet from the hole, that was a moment that...
he took a putter from off the green, if I
remember. Oh, yeah, he did take a putter from off the green, and I had a 1-shot lead at that point. And I'm sitting there looking to go 2 shots ahead because he had a pretty tough up and down from off the green. And instead of being 2 shots in front, we're tied.
They remained locked together in this private battle until the par 5 17th, where a birdie for Watson put him 1 ahead for the first time. Then, on the closing hole, the new leader turned the screw.
I hit a 7-iron from 178 yards to the last hole, and it was a shot that I hit very solid. Hit it right just left of the hole. When I looked at the ball looked like it was left of the hole, but I couldn't tell if it was pin high or not. You know, judging by the crowd liked it quite a bit, but I didn't know how much they liked it. It was only until I really got within about 50 yards of the green that I really saw that this ball was really close to the hole. But my competitor, Mr. Nicklaus, had taken a mighty swing out of the right rough and launched his 9-iron and it landed short of the green. It could have kicked right, but it kicked kind of straight a couple times and ended up on the edge of the green. I said, well, the game's not over. My caddy, Alfie Files, had basically given it to me. He said, well, you've got him now, mister. And I said, Alf, he's going to make this putt. And he looks at me kind of cross-eyed. He said, what are you thinking about it? But I had to consider that the greatest player in the world still had some game left, and that's what happened.
Did you have a feeling about that putt? I mean, did you?
I had to make it if I wanted to have a chance. I mean, he's up like this. I mean, the only chance I had was to make it. And sometimes they go in.
Nicklaus did make it happen. And in doing so, made Watson's putt appear twice as lengthy.
There were nice scenes when you walked off. You two gladiators having had a tremendous
I've got tremendous respect for Tom Watson. He's a great competitor.
A clean opponent.
He never gave anything away.
Jack was the man to beat, bottom line. And when I did beat him at that particular moment in my career, I felt that I belonged out on the tour and playing with the best players.
I turned to my son Jack and I said, how far do you think a 3 would go here? And he said, Pop, he said, I think that'd go a long way. So I took dead aim at it and hit it right at the flag. The ball hit and bounced down about, I don't know, 12 feet to the left of the hole.
Jack Nicklaus won the Masters 6 times and a total of 18 majors. His record is still the one to beat. Make it happen. RBS, the Royal Bank of Scotland Group.
Your world is wireless, AT&T is wireless. Welcome to America's wireless leader, the new AT&T. Your world delivered. Introducing Saturn side-by-side test drive. Test drive an Accord, Camry, and the North American Car of the Year. The Saturn Aura Sports Sedan. All in one place. At your Saturn retailer. Now lease an Aura XE starting at around $229 a month. Call for lease details. Your world is wireless, AT&T is wireless. Welcome to America's wireless leader, the new AT&T. Your world delivered.
Make it happen moments at the majors. Made in association with RBS, the Royal Bank of Scotland Group. In 2006, Tiger Woods arrived at Royal Liverpool, still grieving the loss of his father, Earl, 2 months earlier. As a result, his desire was deep-seated. His golf, as good as it gets.
He did play well at Hoylake. Tiger plotted his way like a chess game. It was wonderful to watch, I thought. Irons off the tee, positional play.
It's the only round of golf I watched on television last year.
Really?
Happened to turn it on Sunday morning, and I saw Tiger play a couple. I said, very interesting. And I just kept watching. And I watched the whole round of golf, which I thought was masterful. It was as good a last round of golf as I've ever seen playing a golf tournament.
Just so neat and tidy, wasn't it?
Perfect. Yeah, just did perfectly.
Using his driver on one solitary occasion all week, the world #1 plotted his way to victory. When the final putt was sunk, the realization dawned that Tiger had accomplished his goal, and in the process, honored his father's memory.
Tiger had a great relationship with his dad. He respected his dad. He was a good son, and that speaks a lot for him to me, with the respect and love that he had for his parents.
Respect and admiration overflowed in 2005 as Jack chose St Andrews to bid farewell to the open and competitive golf. The old grey tune shone, and Jack, who first played in the championship in 1962, closed the book with a birdie.
Just sum up what the Open Championship in one sort of sentence, whether it be the first championship, or just something for you that sets it apart.
Well, to me, it is where it all began.
The Open Championship.
The Open Championship is where it all began, and that's why it's so special to all of us.
Jack's goodbye, one golden moment in almost 150 years of Open Championship memories.
The K&G semi-annual clearance event is on right now. For limited time only, our everyday low prices are even lower. Save on a wide variety of men's and ladies' fashions. But hurry, deals like this won't last for long. K&G Fashion Superstore. For men, for women, for less.
What percentage of Americans would call police if they saw a Mexican citizen sneaking into the U.S.? If you know what America's thinking...
Seems easy, right?
You could win $10 million.
What percentage of married Americans said they were virgins the day they got married? Define virgin, that's what I say. Are you married? Not yet. Not yet? Well, of course, because you live with your parents.
Through Carrie Host, The Power of 10. Premieres Tuesday, August 7th. To apply to be a contestant, go to CBS.com.
Why have pleasant dreams when you can have beautiful dreams?
Why can't a man sing today? Why shouldn't your closet fit your clothes?
And why can't it help you get dressed?
Who says you can't hog a different cover every night?
Why can't we just hide if we want to?
Why does it feel so good to snooze?
The K&G semi-annual clearance event is on right now. For limited time only, our everyday low prices are even lower. Save on a wide variety of men's and ladies' fashions. But hurry, deals like this won't last for long. K&G Fashion Superstore. For men, for women, for less.
The experimental drug offering skin cancer patients new homes.
Monday, 5 to 7 a.m.
There is a plaque in Monument Park at Yankee Stadium that honors today's guest. It reads, and I quote, "A humble man of grace and dignity, a captain who led by example, proud of the pinstripes tradition and dedicated to the pursuit of excellence, a Yankee forever." After playing his entire 14-year career in the Bronx, the eternal Yankee went home to Indiana. But fittingly, he returned to New York in 2004 as the team's hitting coach. I welcome one of the classiest and most popular Yankees of all time, Don Mattingly. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good, Tim. Thanks for having me.
Well, you know, when you think about your life and your career going from Indiana to New York City, had you been to New York City prior to signing for baseball?
No, never.
Had you been outside Indiana?
Yeah, a little bit. You know, just traveled here and there, you know, around the area. And a couple times I was in like a pass, punt, and kick thing. I'd won some things. We took our parents, my parents and me, to like San Francisco once, and
oh, you did?
Atlanta, so I was a little bit.
And you were a Cardinal fan growing up? A Cardinal fan, all red, right? Either Cincinnati Reds or St. Louis
or St. Louis, yeah. I got Cardinals on the radio when I was young, so I heard a lot of Mike Shannon and stuff like that. So I knew about, you know, yourself and Joe and, you know, Lou Brock, Bob Gibson, all that. I kind of knew those guys through the radio.
Yeah, KMOX traveling throughout that area, but you'd never been like east up into the northeastern corridor, Philadelphia, New York, Boston?
No, I didn't understand anything about, you know, kind of the way, you know, baseball's played out here.
and you found out, obviously, over the years, it's very, very different.
Yeah, it's different. It's you know, Midwest is kind of a family. Yeah, it's obviously it's a family game here too, but Midwest they really recruit, you know, to draw people in a big area. And then here it's more, you know, it's New York against Philly against Boston. You know, it's like city to city thing, and you know, obviously a lot more people.
It seems like the crowds and the fans at Yankee Stadium could read into your effort. They could read into the way you went about the game, even when, as an example, even when you were riddled with injuries, your back, your wrist problems late in your career, you still played the game with the dignity, with the reverence.
Well, you know, I really felt like I wanted to, you know, bring it every day pretty much. And I think there's really only one way to play the game. It's the kind of, I always look at it the right way. You play hard every day. You give everything you have. You try to get yourself prepared, and you give the effort. You know, people come to see you play. You have teammates that are relying on you, and they deserve, you know, your best effort. Sometimes it's not enough. Sometimes it doesn't get the job done, but they still deserve that style of play. And you know, the one thing for me playing here in New York, and I think just kind of sums me up as a player and the way I look at things, is that I didn't really care about anything else but the field. You know, I really, you know, I was married the whole time I was here, had kids, liked going home and hanging out with them and stuff. But I wasn't really much for the kind of the limelight and going downtown and being seen in the paper or commercials or anything like that. I really wanted people, when they thought of me, to think of me the way I played the game and me on the field. So I kept it pretty simple, tried to take care of my business out there, and then just kind of keep myself private on, you know, after that, and be able to hang out with the kids and stuff and kind of keep that pretty much normal too.
So when you heard the nickname Donnie Baseball, it was named by Kirby Puckett, right?
Right. Kirby used to call me that all the time.
Even in your younger days, right?
Well, we kind of started up in Rochester. We do a thing with Kenny Kaiser. He had a dinner for an orphanage up there, and Kirby come. He'd get a lot of guys up there, and Kirby just, you know, throwing things out, baseball, Donnie Baseball, baseball. You know, he just keeps talking, you know, the way Kirby does. And it just kind of stuck, you know, another guy gets a hold of it, and next thing you know, there it is.
But it was so appropriate, because that's who you were.
It really was, because I didn't do much else, you know. I didn't have a lot of hobbies or anything like that. I pretty much just, you know, play the game and go home, you know.
Even in your wiffle ball days, back when you were a kid, right? You always wanted to be a left-handed batter, either somebody with the Cincinnati Reds?
Well, I played the Cincinnati lineup because I could pretty much hit all lefty. And story's been told many times, but I feel like that's when we had a huge tree in, like, right where right field and center field is, and the only space to hit a home run was in the left center, because that's over the garage and away from the limbs. So I became hitting the ball the other way, I think, by playing, you know, in the backyard a lot.
And you had there weren't that many players, right? If you had 3 or 4 guys, you'd have to play to a certain field. You rarely got 8 or 9 guys. That's the way it was when I was growing up.
Baseball's a tough game for, you know, kids, I think, to play, because you really need a bunch of guys to play. You know, I mean, you need 4, 5, 6 people to even get like an over-the-line game going, and you know, block off left field, and you play center and right, and you play pitch to yourself and things like that. But, you know, other sports you can kind of do on your own, because I loved basketball as a kid, a lot of kids in Indiana, but you can go shoot free throws, you can go play, you can work on your game all by yourself. But in baseball, you always had to go round up the kids in the neighborhood, you know, come on, let's go play, let's go to Little League Park, or you'd go to the park and see if there was any kids even over there, you know. So you're always hunting up a game in baseball.
It's interesting that you mention that, because I know this was true 10 years ago, that there was only one Little League baseball field in Harlem. And yet, every block you went, somebody had thrown up a hoop. You could throw up a hoop, and guys were playing basketball in the playgrounds and what have you. We'll be back to talk more with Don Mattingly right after this.
Chevrolet's Tim McCarver Show is brought to you by Chevy, an American Revolution.
Chevy Tahoe, with available 320 horsepower and the ability to run on gas or cleaner burning, mostly renewable E85 ethanol. That technology everyone can appreciate. That's an American Revolution.
All American Sports Collectibles is the only place you need to know for all your autographed sports memorabilia, jerseys, bats, helmets, and more, signed by legends from the past and today's greats. All autographed items come with a certificate of authenticity, plus an unconditional 30-day money-back guarantee, and all vintage items have been scientifically authenticated and come with 2 forensic certificates. Visit us online to see our extensive inventory of autographed sports memorabilia, only at aasportscollectibles.com.
Talking to the cable guy, pal?
Actually, he's a Verizon Fios tech. It brings fiber optics right to your door on 3 different spectrums of light. You got your 1310, your 1490, and the 1550.
Experience the fiber optic difference you can only get with Verizon Fios. Fios brings our 100% fiber optic network all the way to your home, so you get incredible bandwidth for the best of today's technology and tomorrow's. That's why it's the most amazing TV picture, period. And because Fios gives you massive fiber optic bandwidth, you get the fastest internet, period. Call now and experience Fios. TV, internet, and unlimited calling with all of your favorite calling features for under $95 a month.
The light is so clean, it's plus 20 dB high. It's true quantum.
You should see his truck.
Call 1-888-781-1836 for fiber optic TV, internet, and phone straight to your home. Only from Verizon.
I'm back with Don Mattingly, who had just a remarkable career. And I've always wanted to ask you this question. Have you ever been to French Lick, Indiana?
Yeah.
Was it near your home?
It's fairly close. It's probably about a little over an hour. Went through it last year, and actually, it's a funny story because I've started up a bat company over the last couple of years. I've developed a handle for kids, really. It's a handle that kind of fits into the kids' fingertips, and it's designed to really put the bat in the right position in the hand. You see so many kids squashing the bat and things like that, and so I just messing around with my own kids and the way they hit and watching them do this, and I started doing it. But anyway, the company that makes the bats is up on the other side of French Lick in Paoli. So go through French Lick, seen the court that Larry Bird played on and all that stuff.
Oh, I bet. Well, I was a huge Larry Bird fan, and you've talked to Larry many times, I would imagine, right?
A few times, not a ton, but a few. Big fan myself.
Only because your sports never got together, but you're a believer in a Major League Baseball player having a background of a lot of different sports when he signs to a professional contract.
Oh, definitely. I think it's great for kids to be, athletic. And you see a lot of guys that move athletically, and it's, one of those things that I kind of, if kid asks me, should I give up basketball and football just to play baseball, and they're 12 or 13, and I'm thinking, you know what, you need to play all the sports. If you enjoy them, you play, and then your sport comes to you. For me, I know that myself. I love playing basketball. I played football. I really like basketball. That's what I wanted to do, play basketball. But, kind of baseball came to me. And it came to me, it showed me that's what I was best at, And I think that's good for other kids, too, because, all the movements you do in all the sports, you get stuff from basketball for baseball. You get stuff from football for baseball. So any sport you do, I think, makes you a better athlete and a competitor.
You get toughness from football. You get finesse from basketball, certainly. You get your first 2 steps, the quick steps. Did you have an opportunity to go to college and play basketball?
It would have been small schools. It wouldn't have been anything major, but like Indiana State at that point kind of looked at me and was talking about playing basketball and baseball. So I guess I had an opportunity to probably play small school.
You actually signed as an outfielder, though, right?
I was a first baseman. I was a first baseman, but our first round pick, Todd Demner, at the time we were in the same place, and I instantly went to the outfield, which was really a blessing for me in the long run because it gave me opportunity. At the point I'm probably 180 pounds, and I was a punch and Judy. I singles, hit a lot of balls the other way. It gave me an opportunity to play right. It gave me an opportunity to play left, and first base was always there for me. So it really gave me 3 positions. I always looked at it like, I'm glad I got to play the outfield because it gave me a chance. And I wanted to get in the lineup somehow. So I'm thinking, get me in the lineup. So if I can play right or I can play left and I can play first, then it gives me 3 positions. At least gives me more opportunity.
Your first small town did you go to Oneonta?
Oneonta, New York.
Oneonta.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah,
great.
Only 20 miles from Cooperstown. And
yeah, it was.
Right?
Got to see it. Art Mazmanian was our manager, and he encouraged all of us to go to Cooperstown, and I did that on an off day to go up and just see the, you know, a lot of the history of the game. And Oneonta, New York, dial a bus for 25 cents. They come to your house and pick you up. It was unbelievable.
When you say Punch of Judy, that's an expression that we've used for, gosh, for the 50 years that I've been in the game, meaning you go the other way. When was the first time that you became conscious of playing in Yankee Stadium and realizing you're going to have to pull the ball?
I never really looked at it like I had to pull the ball. Piniella was one of the first guys that kind of taught me to get backspin on the ball. Because I had pop in the minor leagues, but I hit a lot of balls that I top spin, and I'd hit it. I thought I got them, you know, and they'd come down right at the wall. And I was kind of more of a top hand guy. And Lou really taught me to get back a little bit, you know, use the weight shift and get down into the baseball, more down to the ball and backspin it. And from then I started having, you know, started getting pop. I think part of it was natural too, because I got bigger and I got stronger.
That's interesting because Lou didn't necessarily have that downstroke. His downstrokes were, I mean, what I remember with Lou was a line drive hitter.
Line drive,
low liners.
Right.
But and you talk about backspin, you mean lift, really?
Yeah, but you get down into the ball. You know, for me, a swing is like the baseball swing is like chopping down a tree. You know, you get that thing up. And you get down, and you say down, and you think you're swinging down, but as you look at the bat, when it gets to the zone, it's dead, it's level. So you know, this front hand, if it'll lead down to the ball, it ends up leaving your bat in the strike zone level. And you watch Barry Bonds do it. The guys that be able to keep that ball on the inside half and keep it fair, you got to get down into the baseball, and it ends up backspinning and really lifts it.
We've been lifted by Don Mattingly being here, and we're going to talk more with Don right after this.
Email Chevrolet's Tim McCarver Show at questions@timmccarver.com and visit our website at www.timmccarver.com.
The dream is still alive, someday it will come true. And this country, it belongs to folks like me and you. So let the voice of freedom sing out through this land. This is our country.
The all-new Chevy Silverado, the 2007 Motor Trend Truck of the Year.
One day you find it's not business as usual. Your hair is gray, and you wonder, will people still see me as a valuable player? Is my career going down? How do you stop that?
Just for Men stops gray from hiding who you are. Easy, with 5-minute Target Gray technology.
Now doors are opening, and you wonder, why did I ever put up with gray hair?
Let the real you come through. Stay in the game with Just for Men.
It's the Chevy Summer Sales Drive, where you'll find the all-new Chevy Silverado 1LT with the best available highway fuel economy of any full-size pickup. Better than Ford, better than Toyota, and the best full-size truck warranty in the business. And now we're giving Silverado our best lease yet. Now lease this 2007 Silverado half-ton extended cab 1LT for around $259 a month. Residency restrictions apply. See dealer for details. See your local Chevy dealer.
Boy, it's good.
This portion of Chevrolet's Tim McCarver Show is brought to you by Chevy, an American revolution.
Dwight Gooden once said of Don Mattingly, and he said it so admiringly, he said, "I'm glad I don't have to face that guy every day. He has that look that few hitters have." What was that look?
I don't know.
Probably concentration.
Probably.
Locked in.
Well, with Doc, you better be concentrating. When I faced him when he was young, you better be concentrating because his stuff was so good that he could embarrass you pretty quick.
Did you watch yourself hit and often realize, I didn't realize I did that? Or were you so locked into your swing that you knew every movement? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, as you get older, you understand your swing more. When I was young, I hated looking at myself because I always think, God, I'm coming off this, and I never looked the way so I was uncomfortable. It's almost like listening to my voice. I don't like listening to myself do an interview or watching myself, and I didn't like watching myself hitting. And for me, hitting's a lot of feel, too. And it still is, because even though there's certain things you need to be doing, a lot of it is competitive, and that part of you that says, I'm not pulling off this guy. He's going to run the ball away from me, and he's going to cut it in, and I'm not cheating. I'm going to stay on this guy. And that's a big part of hitting.
Do you find yourself translating that to some of your hitters now?
No doubt. No doubt about it.
The mental part of the
I think
the approach.
I think, you know, you want to take advantage. I played, you know, quite a few years and had some success. And also with that success, you know you fail a lot too. And so no matter who these guys are and how good they are, they've struggled. And I know when you're struggling, you struggle 4 or 5 days in a row, your confidence is a little bit shaken. And you also know that they're this close, and they feel like they're that far away from every pitch, you know, but they're really that close. One swing or the feel of a take, you know, seeing a ball good, all of a sudden go, oh, if that was a strike, I would have hit that ball.
Explain that, the feel of a take, because often you hit like you take.
Oh, exactly. And if you see a guy that's jumping dead forward on a take, you know he's in a little bit of trouble, and he's pulling off and he's doing all this. But all of a sudden, you see the guys that are going good, and the guy throws it, and they just kind of go ball. It's like, uh-oh, somebody's getting ready to hit, you know. So, and you see the guys on the other team, too, that are hot, and you're going, oh, man, this guy's locked in. So you just see it. When a guy takes a pitch easy, it's almost like as soon as he lets it go, the pitcher lets it go, the guy says ball. You know, if it's not a strike, it's like, meh, ball. And he's like, he could almost read the paper up there. He's so relaxed. He's letting the ball come to him. And it's, you know, then the next thing you know, he has a couple of bad days, and now that same guy that's all relaxed will be jumping at the baseball because he doesn't feel quick anymore.
It had to be like Alex Rodriguez comes over, and A-Rod is jumping at the ball, and you don't really know.
Yeah, it was a little rough with him early because I watched him in spring training, and it's hard to judge a guy in spring training, and he's kind of wrapping it and kind of getting forward all spring. You think, oh, he's going to get out of it. He's not concentrating yet. He's just getting himself ready. And it kind of continued, you know. And all of a sudden, it looked like, to me, a little bit of a habit. And I'm thinking, how's this guy hit 50 home runs doing this, you know? And, you know, he fought and, you know, through drill work and really a drill that Ruben Sierra does. It's kind of a fast-moving drill. And all of a sudden, it was gone, you know?
Explain that, if you would, what Ruben does exactly.
We do a drill. It's like a soft toss drill, and you do it from the side, but you just kind of keep moving. It's all momentum. It's like you don't just stop after every swing. It's like you hit one, you keep going, and all of a sudden things just kind of smooth out for a guy's swing, so it just kind of stays in rhythm, and you just kind of keep going, and then you keep going, and so it doesn't be like hit one, think about it, start it. You know, it just starts becoming, you know, smooth, and you know, I think through that drill, and Alex he's such a worker, you know, and all of a sudden towards the middle of the year he started, you know, you could see it leaving him, you know. And he got the feel, and he was, you know, took off.
I mean, people think that athletes, great athletes like Alex Rodriguez, just happened. No. You know, I mean, these things don't just happen. I mean,
no, there's not hardly a guy in there that you don't find working his tail off every day. You know, Derek Jeter and Alex, all our guys, they're working every day.
I would imagine, and Joe Torres told me sometimes you have to take these guys back, take them away
Well, and Joe does, because I'm kind of the guy that always thinks about working, and you got to keep working. If a guy's struggling, you know, I've never been the kind of person that can just say, oh, it'll work out. And it will work out for these guys. If you just didn't do anything, they'd work it out. And Joe sometimes will say, hey, let's no hitting today, you know, and so Joe has to be the one that's kind of on the sidelines and says, hey, we're going to back off a little bit here.
We're gonna talk about it. It's a fascinating thing that when Don won the batting title back in 1985, he was making $455,000. Think about that. We'll be back to talk more with Don Mattingly right after this.
Elegant hotel accommodations for Chevrolet's Tim McCarver Show are provided by the Kimberly Hotel, offering spacious suites plus true hospitality in the heart of Midtown Manhattan's East Side. When you choose New York, choose a suite at the Kimberly.
Chevy Tahoe, with available 320 horsepower. And the ability to run on gas or cleaner burning, mostly renewable E85 ethanol. That's technology everyone can appreciate. That's an American revolution.
Can I help you?
I'm interested in getting one. Sorry. Hi, honey. How much are they there? These are really quiet, I think. So, sorry. Excuse me. How much are they there? Shut up. Billy! Yes, how much is it there?
At Lowe's, you'll always get the best price around with our everyday low price guarantee.
I'll take them.
Find a better price on anything we sell, and we'll match it plus take an additional 10% off.
How much is it there? Trust me, just buy it. Thanks.
Lowe's, let's build something together.
Use your Lowe's consumer card and pay nothing for 6 months on appliance purchases of $299 or more.
Hi, I'm Keith Hernandez. And I'm Walt Clyde Frazier. What a marvelous night for the action. Let's go to the play-by-play. Oh, there's Mr. Graybeard approaching Miss Hottie. Oh, no. Rejected. Clyde, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah, no play for Mr. Gray. Get that man our Just for Men Brush-In Color Gel.
It's specially formulated to penetrate coarse facial hair and gets rid of gray in 5 easy minutes.
Home run! Another win with Just for Men.
The war in Europe is over. The unconditional surrender. This is our country.
After 89 years in the making, this is our truck. The 2007 Motor Trend Truck of the Year. The all-new Chevy Silverado.
Chevrolet's Tim McCarver Show is brought to you by Chevy, an American Revolution.
In this little pause between segments, we had thousands of phone calls saying, nope, Don Mattingly won the batting title in '84, and then he was the MVP in 1985. What an exciting last week of the season it was in 1984.
Yeah, it was. It was fun. And it was kind of a no-lose for me. I was, a rookie basically. And
even though your first year was '83.
Yeah, I played, but I was up and down in '83.
Yeah.
Got a lot of at-bats, but I was down, part of that season in '83. And '84 was kind of my first year of playing every day.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in a no-lose. I was hitting 330 something going into the final week. And even though there was a batting title kind of on the line, it was, for a young player, you're hitting 330 in the big leagues. You're feeling pretty good about everything.
You're going to end the season well over 300, but the last day, you and Dave Winfield were tied, right?
Right.
Basically.
I think he was maybe a point up or something, point and a half or something like that. And again, I was in a no-lose situation. It was really tough on Dave because I think it was. It was a lot harder on him. He's he was a veteran. He'd kind of guy came over as a free agent, gotten big money at the time, and so he's expected to win. I'm the underdog. I think in a sense, people everybody roots for the underdog, and so I think I was kind of the crowd favorite because of all those circumstances, and I think it was just a little tougher. And he treated me so good during that whole period. He made me feel comfortable and never made me feel uncomfortable during that.
Yeah, I would imagine with Dave's standpoint, he's saying, well, you're young enough where you're going to win another batting title. This might be my last shot. I can understand that.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, but he was great, and he handled everything great.
We have a shot of your last at-bat of that season right here, going up. Do you remember thinking what you were thinking at that time?
Well, Willie Hernandez was nasty that year. He had a nasty slider, and basically he
wore MVP that year.
Yeah, he wore me out all year, pretty much. And you're thinking you're going to get a slider there. I'm just looking for the slider, and I got a pretty good hop there. The ball jumped up over the guy's glove, so that very easily could have been a ground out.
We'll be back with a brief segment with Don Mattingly right after this.
Farrow serves the finest Italian cuisine in a warm, cozy setting at 145 East 50th Street in Manhattan. For an affordable and delectable business breakfast, lunch, relaxing dinner, or drinks, Farrow's is open till 2 a.m. daily. Reserve a table at 212-888-1220.
The next big idea in fuel is corn. Corn-raised E85 ethanol. And no one offers more E85 flex fuel models than Chevy. Not Toyota, not Honda. It's cleaner burning, mostly renewable, and reduces our dependence on petroleum. Chevy, that's an American revolution.
What percentage of Americans would call police if they saw a Mexican citizen sneaking into the U.S.? If you know what America's thinking,
seems easy, right?
You could win $10 million.
What percentage of married Americans said they were virgins the day they got married? Define virgin, that's what I say. Are you married? Not yet. Not yet? Well, of course, because you live with your parents.
Through Carrie Host, The Power of 10. Premieres Tuesday, August 7th. To apply to be a contestant, go to CBS.com.
I'm back with Don Mattingly, the hitting instructor for the Yankees, who had just a terrific career. Quickly, Donnie, you're in a situation right now where you've yet to play or see a World Series in uniform.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's got to be grinding at you that...
Well, I kind of look at Joe as a guy that kind of is encouraging for me in that situation, because you really don't, what do you control in team sports? You basically go out, you get yourself prepared, and you're at the mercy of your ball clubs. And also I played in an era without the wild card.
Mm-hmm.
The last year I played, we had the wild card, we got in the playoffs. I remember in '85, we win 98 games, we don't even get in. The Royals end up winning the World Championships. I think we beat them 11 out of 13 or something. So you had the club to win, but you had the Blue Jays actually won 100 games that year and kept us from getting in. So, but all that being said, I really look at Joe as kind of a guy that, you fight and you fight to get there, and you really feel like it's going to happen for you one day, and you don't really, at this point I don't look at it as like something personal. I really come here as a coach to help our guys do the best they can, and I'm at the mercy of our players and how well they do. So I do the best job I can and hope I get an opportunity.
Donnie, I've wanted you to, on this show for a long time, and I can't thank you enough.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Enjoyed it.
Don Mattingly's been my guest. Hope you've enjoyed it. I'm Tim McCarver. See you next time.
Diamonds. The Jewelry Factory imports diamonds direct from site holders. We have thousands, most GIA and EGL certified, laser inscribed, and guaranteed the lowest price. Half-carat fancies are $3.99. 1-carat solitaires are $5.99, $9.90, and $15.90. 2-carat solitaires $19.90, and certified ISI quality $2,900. We also have super large rounds and fancies, D Flawless, and GIA Triple Excellent makes. Plus, we set while you watch. Buy Factory Direct, the Jewelry Factory in Hackensack.
Stay focused for the next 60 seconds. That's all the time I have to tell you the truth about HD television. The truth your cable company doesn't want you to hear. Cable wants you to believe they're keeping up with HD capacity. They're not. But DirecTV is. And soon, DirecTV will be offering up to 150 HD channels. That's 3 times more than cable. Call now for the best in HD. DirecTV also has more sports in HD than cable. And with DirecTV, every channel is 100% digital picture and sound. Do you know what else? Packages start at only $29.99 per month. Compare that to your cable bill. There are no startup costs, no equipment to buy, and professional installation is free. Call now. You also get a free HD receiver or DirecTV DVR upgrade. Call immediately and receive a free 7-inch portable DVD player from America's #1 satellite provider. Time's up. Make the call.
John DeStefano, Sam Ryan, Deuces Rogers, the CBS 2 HD sports team. His reign of terror is over. Let the payback begin. A new Big Brother, CBS tonight.
grab their place at the top and slap a new image on this classic race. The rugged heights of the Pyrenees have seen some of cycling's greatest battles. And today, we expect one more on the grueling road to Plateau de Bay. Hello, everybody. I'm Craig Hummer, and we welcome you back to the Tour de France. The script doctors could not have written it any better. With 1 week to go, the top 10 all have a legitimate shot at the top tier of the podium in Paris. I welcome in my partner, Phil Liggett, and it is an often overused expression, Phil, but I think it certainly applies here. We've got a race on our hands.
We most certainly have. You know, when this race started in London, England, we thought there were 8 and possibly 10 riders who had the ability to win the Tour de France this year, and that's an unusually high number. And we've been proven correct. We've seen a great race right through the mountains.
Undoubtedly, the drama will continue to unfold, but right now, let's take a look back at how the week began. 53 years ago, the Tour de France left Amsterdam for its first foreign start. In keeping with the Tour's international tradition, London assumed the hosting duties in week number 1. Team Astana impressed in the prologue. Andreas Klöden, their number 2 man, posted the second best time on the day. Teammate and leader Vinokourov came in 7th. But the former capital of the world belonged to a man from Switzerland. Fabian Cancellara torched the field and pulled on the hottest fashion of the day. The road to Canterbury looked peaceful enough for these two-wheeled pilgrims, but their tale had some pitfalls. A Stage 1 crash had sprinting icon Robbie McEwen suffering through a troublesome wrist before turning on the jets and powering home to his 12th career stage win. Another day, another country, another stage. The Tour packed up and rolled under the English Channel to start again by northern France's historic Dunkirk beaches. Charging through Flanders fields, the peloton dipped into Belgium before slicing through the heartland of France. Early days on the Tour often bring difficult conditions. In Stage 3, difficult came closer to disastrous.
When you crash, it's normal. You fall down with 65 km an hour, and it's not nice.
This race is about toughness. Cancellara bounced back the next day, showing he's got it by the armful. Home to some of the world's finest wines, the Burgundy region produced a bitter vintage in Stage 5 for the Tour favorite, Vinokourov. Unlike most courses in the first week, this one dangerously twisted and bumped from start to finish. First, Klöden went down, cracking his tailbone. Then, just as the peloton closed on the finish, the course struck again. This time, it was Vino. Astana fervently tried to bring their wounded leader back to the front, but no earthly effort could do the job. Once a favorite, now a question mark, Vinokourov's patriotic quest to bring some positive press to Kazakhstan is staggered by his fall. Healthy, he's got the best shot at winning the Tour, but damaged, his chance to blossom is cast in doubt. Into the Alps with Stage 6, the Tour poured on the suffering. It was a gallant ride for the yellow jersey, but Cancellara knew this wasn't his terrain. To excel in the mountains takes a special and elusive character, and having it one day is no guarantee it'll be there the next. 10 years after countryman Jan Ullrich won the Tour, young Linus Gerdemann drank in the heady rush of Alpine victory and the leader's jersey. There will be 2 more days scaling these lung-scorching heights, then the peloton heads for the cooling waters of the Mediterranean and France's sun-splashed Gold Coast. Pulling up in Albi, the Tour punches in for its first time trial. With over a week of racing in their legs, the contenders will dig deep trying to bury their rivals before the Pyrenees come into play. Week 2 ends at the summit of Plateau de Bay. It's the first of 3 muscle-quivering days in the high-altitude cauldron bubbling along the border of France and Spain. A final and decisive time trial.
No, but I'm just saying, but a lot of it. Camera shy? Okay.
Why, one apiece? Uncle Phil said okay?
Yeah, 6 o'clock. Hi, Ezra.
This time
he told me 5.
I got a piece of cake.
I can't lift this off.
Okay, Joey, give an introduction. Wait, you're looking too close.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
What's tonight?
Tonight is February 20th.
No, I mean like...
What? Tonight is Motzei Shabbat.
No, but what's the occasion?
The occasion is
Interruption again.
Hello, tonight is Motzei Shabbat Kodesh Parashat Vayakel. Right? Parashat Shekali.
Yeah, what are we having tonight?
Right? February 29th, 1992. Okay, we're having a party, a Milavim Maka party for Grandma coming back from Acapulco. Right? And it just is still coming. Okay, now.
Nah, be quiet.
Want to see Ezra? You want to get Ezra playing? Get Ezra in there.
It's so big there?
Big building.
When I went there, it was like nothing with nothing.
No, it's the same.
It's the same thing. Crazy. It's like a... He has his feet on the heater. I'm telling you, because we came back drenched. Look at, he put bags on his thing. I had my pants on. Look at me, looks like a bum. I'm telling you.
Where do you want to put it now? Huh?
Grandma,
When is the next time you come, Jerry?
Mommy, Purim.
You coming on Purim?
No, I'm
Before Purim.
Before. But my yeshiva gets out on Purim.
You're going to be in Yeshiva for Purim?
No.
Maybe I'll go back in the night like I did last. I came home from the Megillah and I went back and then I came back.
Oh. What'd you pray tonight for? Torah Center. I missed you. I was in Ahiyah Zin. I think they get out earlier in Ahiyah Zin than the Torah Center.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, you do. I didn't enjoy the Torah Center. Football was good for me. Come on, Uncle.
I learned between Manhattan and Vita. That's why I like it. I heard the table there.
You can learn in the...
Yeah, the books are not there. The English books.
They had a pickle sandwich and stuff.
Well, then.
On the table, honey, there's a plate of
At night?
Go with those pastries.
Oh, they used to be open 24 hours?
Yeah, we used to be in the whole house.
I went to Antidel to visit her for at least a couple of weeks.
2 o'clock in the
During the
morning.
winter away.
How's she doing?
Thursday night, I was going to say to you, go.
Did she complain about me?
No.
Huh?
Why do you go
I
there?
had to pick something up. It's empty, there's no lines.
Open the machine, and she had some old barbers and junk needles there. Come and get them, come and get them. So I went and I picked them up.
I said, you go ask the rabbi if this is good, and they don't tell you. So how am I supposed to know which wedding is good and which wedding is not, and this and that?
You go ask him yourself.
Ask who?
No, but Auntie Shelley brought out a point that the rabbis have a responsibility of checking up on the caterers and knowing which caterers we can use and which caterers we can't.
Now
Come on.
Now every person has a different standard, and let's say I want to be more mahmir.
That's something else.
So now the rabbi.
No. What you're trying to say, personal humrah is something else.
But why can't they just tell us it's no type by?
So they can say that it is kosher for all intents and purposes. It's
But it's
kosher.
not
But if
yashan,
you
it's
want to
not
be
this or
mahmir,
it's not
no,
that.
don't eat there.
Right.
Unless they tell you what the problem is.
That is the proper answer then.
No, the only way to tell you is to tell you exactly
Then
what
how
the
am I
problem
supposed to know if I'm
is.
allowed to
And
eat
then
it?
you decide if you want.
If you have a personal humrah, it has nothing to do with whether it's kosher or
For all
not.
intents and purposes, it's kosher. But I am mahmir not to eat there.
Or I, for
So
my
why don't you-
fault,
why don't
I
you
don't hold
call
it's
them
kosher.
next
You
time?
might hold it's kosher.
That's something else. If it's not kosher, it's not kosher.
You might hold it's kosher.
Because
You
we went
might
today
hold
to my
it's
aunt's house, separate.
It could be
We asked
kosher.
you, like,
You
if
can
we
tell
eat
somebody
there,
else.
it was made by
Yeah,
cat.
tell them that you worried for that thing. So I got that thing about the
His son wasn't
Remember
eating
that's from that Rabbi Fried thing that I showed you, those papers?
Then we asked you about
Oh, I don't know which points were. There was
I'll show you, I'll show you.
What?
Let me show you. I'll grab that.
There's a
Then we asked him
hefshen.
about the wedding Saturday night. He goes, he
There's a
doesn't know. So
hefshen,
that means no.
which I don't trust the water.
If you could use him, you would know. You could use him.
Ask him, no.
Probably is good.
Call the
You want
rabbi.
to read the whole thing?
No, I said
You call the rabbi.
Now, if I call up Elias Harari, he should tell me yes or no. It's all
No.
I want to know.
Call up and find.
Yeah, he
call
told
him
me
now.
why. I asked him about a restaurant, and he told me we don't hold by the Vad Harabanim Flappers for Basar. He said there's a problem that Ashkenazim are not as mahmir as we are, so therefore we can't hold by them. So he gave me an answer.
So if you go there personally, he'll give you an answer.
You know what? I hate going to this place not know. If I know he can't eat there, I'll know not to eat there and I'll know what to eat ahead of time.
Like
but I
you-
hate not knowing and feeling guilty and wanting to eat when I know it might be, but I don't
Like
know.
for instance, is chassid kosher considered kasher?
That's a lady.
Know what I'm saying? I
Eat
want to know
before
yes
and
no.
don't know and don't
Shelley,
eat.
I want to
Why
know
don't
if I
you
could or
call
not.
him? I don't
will
understand.
tomorrow.
Call him.
Call him now. Call him now.
It's only 9 o'clock.
It's not good. I always call him.
Call him now. Call him now.
Call him now.
Call me to call his number.
They're called.
Two, hamper
Wait,
your
no, that's not what we want to put on
son's
tape.
success in life because of your emotions and feelings.
Say because I am going to.
Are you willing to live with that for the rest of your life?
Yes.
Okay, case closed.
Would you
Let
do that to your child?
Yes, I will do that to my children. I know
We're
that the
saving
success of my children's future
Will be hampered by your emotions.
depending on them doing something. Even though my emotions and feelings tell me the other way, I will most definitely send them away. Back to you, Paul.
Wait a minute, I'm going to bring the record.
That her feelings and emotions will hamper her son's success in life, and she's willing to live with that for the rest of her life.
As long as you don't have my face, you don't know my face. But where were you? You were
Yeah, but you were in El Paso,
He's
Texas.
in
Oh,
El Paso,
wait a
Texas.
El Paso,
It's just
Texas.
as far.
Where was he? In El Paso, Texas. And where do you live? Where does his family
His
live?
family lives in El Paso. He was here.
Oh, he was here.
Yeah.
And his family lives in El Paso. If I lived in El Paso, Texas,
I send my kid here too.
But you're living here in this desert, and you're gonna send them to Israel.
Wait, there's yeshivas all over here.
But
There's no yeshivas
But
in El
look what he
Paso,
learned over here. He's learning about a million times better over there.
There's a million yeshivas
But
here.
he's learning a million times
Let's
better
get one
here.
thing straight.
If that's the case,
Yeshiva
why would
is a
have
place where you learn.
greater than the
If
ones
you're
that-
not learning
Because
it,
that's where the
it's
Torah
not a
Center
yeshiva.
was then.
So far,
But there's thousands of
It's over here
yeshivas
now.
over
I don't
But
see
you're not,
it
if
here.
you're
I
not
see it.
learning
Bring
it,
a Torah
it's not
Center
a
over there.
yeshiva.
Really?
You walk through the streets over there, you see Torah. Living Torah.
He didn't try
a yeshiva. Feeds
Yeah, we
custom
went
ladies
to
and
one.
custom wigs.
Hold it. It's not that one.
Go to Satmar Town.
That's not Torah.
Go to Crown Heights,
That's
to
not living
Lubavitch.
Torah over there. In Israel, it's living Torah. That's what it is.
What are you doing over here?
Trust me, if
What are you doing?
I had an opportunity to go,
You could.
financially, I would go.
Why can't
I'm
you go?
only here financially.
Why can't you go?
I would. If you support me, I'll go. If I can see making a living
Why,
here, I
you
would
making a
go.
living here? I mean, over
Here,
there
I'm
you
making
can
a
make, you
living.
can teach there too.
Here, I can't teach that. I'm not qualified to teach there.
Over here you're qualified.
Yes.
Teachers over here.
Here I can talk English.
over there you talk Hebrew.
But I guarantee you that if I can make it financially over there, I would be there on the next plane.
That's what Sarah
Promise.
said.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
That's a negative.
Be on the next plane.
I will be on the next plane. If I can see it working financially, I will be on the next plane to Israel.
That's what
Not the
Sarah's
next
on.
one.
So that's bitachon.
Where is your bitachon?
Okay, so I'm
Yeah, where is
No, that's one thing that
So
you
I'm
can leave
lacking.
Israel for.
So I'm lacking. Fine. Fine.
That's a good she'elah. You can leave Israel for money panasa. Where's your bitachon?
But for Torah, you can't leave.
But they're in Galut now. That's why.
Good answer. Good answer.
No?
No, you would be from
Which one?
No, Gerber.
You know the real reason why they don't want him to go?
Costco, if a
No,
Costco.
Shelly, I need a high chair. Want to order me a high
Yeah,
chair?
this one's Costco. Empty
Should
Shelly.
I tell you the real reason why
You
they
have
don't
a
want to go back?
Costco catalog for me?
Because they don't want
Costco's
to be an
good?
Israeli
You
girl
can
or
get
something.
Costco quick?
Could you get Costco quick, Shelly?
Don't worry, it's not going out.
Could you get
This
Costco
one's ugly though. I don't like
beds?
this.
I don't know, I have to look. Look and see if you have double-decker beds. David needs a double-decker bed.
What about Costco?
What about Costco
high
dinette
rises?
sets?
I'm looking for a
Dinette
high
sets. They don't
rise.
have Costco dinette sets.
Already?
What about high rises?
I have to look. I have an old
If you
Costco.
can
Are you
get
sick?
high rises.
They
Or
have,
just
I need a
tired?
high chair, Shelly.
Or sick and tired?
No, I don't think she's.
But I don't like this one. I don't. It looks too like flimsy.
I need a
This
flimsy
one I like.
Shelly.
This one. Strong.
Is that Costco?
No, but I like this look. It's like, you know.
Yes, she did.
Hadid. This one's like.
Are you kidding me? You think she'd miss a night without struggling?
I guarantee the crib you buy is not going to last the way mine lasted for 6 kids, 20 years.
Watch your brother.
The
He's
crib
right
you
there.
buy, you're probably going to need 3 for 6
Hey, look,
kids.
look, Costco. Empty Shelly.
These kids are garbage.
Double-decker bed.
You gonna be there full day for
By
5?
Costco?
Yeah.
Is it by Costco?
Yeah.
Well, Shelly, you can order a double-decker bed for David.
Alright, let me see. I have to look through.
It is cute.
Get the new catalog.
Shelly.
I have to get the catalog.
This is the new catalog.
I get the no, I have the Costco. This is also Costco, I think.
Full size double.
Yeah, this is Costco. This is Costco. You
Shall
got
I say it?
This is Charles.
Is that a double-decker?
This might be Costco.
Let's see. That's not a double-decker though. Is that a wood bed?
It's a metal.
Somebody will hire, we're
And
gonna
I'm
cut
hereby stating, Belly Landed, that I'm cutting Ezra's hair before Purim.
No, you're
So
not.
let it be on record that Ezra's gonna have a haircut before Purim. And I'm not gonna warn him today, I'm gonna do it, I'm just gonna do it.
1993.
1992, February 29th, leap year.
No, mommy, we're going to Meron to cut my hair.
Hey, this is the Joey's bar mitzvah was on February 29th.
Oh, how sweet.
Joey, you know that? Today was your bar mitzvah 4 years ago.
4 years ago?
Yeah.
17 yet? Joe 17, Joe?
Whoa. We just went another
This
great
is
year.
his first, this is the first year that he's had an anniversary because there was never a February 29th.
It's a leap year this year.
This is the first year we had an anniversary. So Joey, really, you're only 14.
Yeah, but your birthday is.
So Joey, really?
My birthday.
So really, Joey, today's only you're only 1 year past your
It's not my Hebrew birthday now.
A few days later is your birthday.
What? No, it's not.
No, because a dollar is different. But
How much of a black
It's
one?
not. What are you doing?
Take a picture.
Yeah?
Yeah, why not? We got
You don't need a still picture of me for a half hour.
Oh my
What am I
God.
doing? I'm just standing here.
We did.
Yes, you did. We ate all the
You were still eating.
So do we make Simon or we don't make Simon?
Yes, we have a Zimur.
Even though I made the...
We all ate cake together. We
We
all
all
ate.
ate together.
I was still, I mean,
Let's sing that song again. Oh, let me see that show. We'll all together, gentlemen. Turn him around, David. Don't put your hand in the way. Elisa. Did you change the song now? Oh, look at that bride. Oh, who is that bride? I don't see her face in the camera.
Jordan, you don't know this song now.
I see the policeman.
Wait, there's the bride.
He keeps getting in front of my camera. Okay, Shelly, let him look. Let's see that. Hey, Julie, get down.
Take a picture of me and Esther. Just a picture. Get over here. Don't be
That's my camera.
Come
Wait. David, where you going?
I thought we did, so they must have been there for the hands around us. But they must have been around this time. No, what's wrong with Habibi? Both did. So who's the second?
How about combination?
Just said it. Rono kilos or kilo.
Rono kilos. Yeah, just a people don't want to learn it. You like that?
This is Gabi.
Are you a policeman? Give it back. Give it to me now. You like it? I like it. Ruchi Stern.
You're kidding me, Ruchi Stern.
I heard of that. Esra. What made you go to? Because I went there with Esra. Is this one? I guess so. Did you say it's Purim 92 or you didn't say it? March 19th? What is it today? March 19th, Purim 92. No, we went It looks good. It looks nice. Too bushy for you? Too much.
Snowing outside in Pudi. Okay, don't go out. Snow outside Pudi. Okay, close the door and come on in. Toby on this. What's the baby? Toby must be loads of fun at night. He's just happy with his doll and that's it. She's in my camera the whole time. Alright, good. We need don't you do it to the camera?
Ezra, let me help you. Okay.
Oh, Zuki, here. Take a picture of this. This is the semblance of the Bishloach Manor Center. That as well. It's half-built, but it's we had raisins also.
You should have asked me before I ate.
Never mind, forget it. Just take a picture of it.
Let's take a picture of a hanger. Beautiful. You should have asked me before I ate. I could have done it. See this?
Take a picture of this pill. Where's your house? Again. When was she here? February?
February 20th.
You give her more space, Ma. Again.
This time make it further.
Make it further.
Come down, go. Come down, go.
Some
Stop stepping on it. Where's stepping on it?
All that dancing, you want to dance it out of you. You know Shemuel is that? You want to see my baby boy?
Stand back.
He said you have a baby girl and a baby boy.
But he's not a baby.
Yeah, he's my baby boy.
Let's see his face.
Yeah,
Malcha, get out of the way.
Okay. How dare I? I dare.
She's allowed, you're her mom. She's allowed to tickle you.
There's a pin right on the floor.
Where?
Let's see your face.
What face? That ugly face? Show Morris how you draw your sword chip.
Where are you? Take a picture of Ezra sticking his finger up his nose. Why does that?
We think it's from the bed.
A lot of little cuts on his skin.
Oh, stop taking me. I'm doing it.
You have everybody.
Come on.
In the Torah, in Parashat Bereshit, we sat down with Adam and Chava. Haman was like Adam and Chava. Just because they can't eat from one tree in the whole garden, like Haman. One person didn't bow down to him. He makes him like everything's worth enough. Like everything's worth nothing. Adam and Chava, the same thing. They said, oh, Hashem said you could eat from all the trees in the garden, but just not this one. And they went and they ate from it anyways. And this is like Haman.
This is like Haman. Why? Because everyone was bowing down to Haman.
And just one person, and he got so angry and he said everything in this world to me is worth nothing.
Wow.
Okay, listen. Now Leah Baraka has a device.
Leah. Why not? Come on. Go on, Lily.
Woman's lip.
Vash.
Woman's lip. No,
Vash.
Move out of the way. Move out of the way.
Vash.
strawberry.
No, Vash.
Okay, what? And could you start from the beginning?
Louder.
And look at the camera.
Where Haman was employed.
Haman.
Why is this stupid?
When Haman became employed, he cannot till when they told him it'll be 70. We only employed 70 days.
What 70 days?
Haman was employed.
Oh, only for 70 days?
Yeah. And then there's a word in the soup and a bunch of outside. So that's even more than they told me employed was called.
Really? I didn't know that. Thank you, Lillian.
I have an honest question. I really don't know the answer to. It says, I still went up with Ferosh. She asked him, she said, Hatim al-Kad, and I'll give it to you, right? Until half of get him back. So the question is, how did Achashverosh know that she was Jew to Okay, so how did Achashverosh know that Esther was... Because she's Jewish. So how did he know to say that you can have... Okay, do you hear my question, Toby?
Yeah.
I have an honest question if you don't want to answer.
Could you say it again? I didn't hear it.
It was about No, how did Achashverosh know that she was Jewish? Until now, Esther didn't say that she was Jewish. She didn't say that she was Jewish. So how come he said, because the pshat was, until half of the malchut I'll give you. What does half of the malchut mean? Half of the malchut, the Mefarshim explained, is everything until the Beit HaMikdash. So from where should she come and say the Beit HaMikdash? Why should he come? Where should he come from?
Yeah, honey.
Well, why should he do Choshesh? She never sold it. She's not even
honey.
Maybe she's still
He's gone.
Only a Jew can come and make that request.
That's when Haman came to him. He told him, but the guy is very strong. They told him. No, but now
she should have won it either. She's the queen. She's got nothing to worry about. She's got everything great. She's the queen. Why should she even come? Why should he even think that she's going to come to ask for the Beit HaMikdash unless she's Jewish? That bothered me so much, that question.
I have another question.
Speaking now.
It says in the Megillah, "Vayashu Mordechai el Melech v'Haman nidhaf el beto avel v'hafui rosh ויספר המן לזרש אשתו לכל אוהביו ואת כל אשר קראו ויאמרו לו טעמיו ורשת אשתו."
One second. I need complete silence. If anybody talks,
now Daddy's saying something. Sit down and be quiet.
That goes to the ladies in the back. Thank you.
זרש אשתו אם מזרע יהודי מרדכי אשר הנחילותה לנפול לפניו לא תוכל לו כי נפול תיפול לפניו. Haman comes to his wife after he's had his first disappointment. The first time that everything has been going so great for him. He got permission from Ashverosh to kill the Jews, and everything is going well. And here was his first setback. The first time he found out that Ashverosh was going to honor Mordechai, and he goes home to his wife and he tells her the story. And here his wife has been helping him plan and took an active role in everything that was happening. And the first thing that she says to him is, if this guy Mordechai is from the seed of Jewish people, then you have no chance. It's all lost. Now, didn't she know from before that he's the seed from Jewish people? Doesn't everybody know that his name was Mordechai and Yehudi?
She wasn't doing like the question. She was just saying the statement like,
but
talking like this.
Didn't mean if, like she
אם מזרע יהודי מרדכי יותר החילות אני אפול לך. If Mordechai, who's the guy, he starts to fall in front of him, then you're not going to succeed because you're going to fall. Once you start to fall, then you're gone. As long as you didn't start to fall,
Okay.
bottom drawer is not trash. Go around the side in the bottom drawer. Or the next to the bottom drawer. Next to the bottom drawer. Yeah.
Why that story of Big Time and Ted says irregular Big Time?
Move your hands a little.
Now, why the story of Big Time and Ted says Big Time, right? And twice.
Google.
Why the story of Big Time and Ted says Big Time and Ted. But when Achashverosh asked them to read the Sefer HaZichronot, it says Big Tana with the Aleph at the end.
Yeah.
Okay. So why did they put an Aleph in the Sefer HaZichronot? The answer is they wanted to make Mordechai not look so good. So they wrote Big Tan or Teresh. They wanted to make that Mordechai didn't know what he was doing, so he accused both of them and had to kill both of them because they didn't know which one it was. So Big Tan or Teresh. So when the...
What the heck was that? Is there a tractor trailer truck coming through the house?
So...
What is that?
So in the middle, when Achashverosh asked to read it, spread the Aleph apart. It shouldn't be bad, it should be Big Tana.
Oh, come on, don't do that. That's too loud.
It's too loud. There's no volume control on it, Uncle.
So stick it underneath the thing. Any more, Morris?
It's too loud.
Okay, Joey, you want to say something? We'll have the machine working.
Being set the stage.
I saw you in the,
Rabbi Rebbe said you had a question.
Leela, here's Rebbe in the Young Israel. Last Saturday.
Dagudah Sana.
Young Israel.
You
When did
Rabbi?
you like Joey? Did you
Yeah,
stand
somebody
up
else.
front? You sit in the mizrah?
No, I didn't, but I read the Quran and I said a speech, whatever, and
that's right, Joey, you're a celebrity.
What was the speech you said?
Yeah, give us the speech you gave to the young Israel.
Speech.
You just smile when you say it, Joey?
That's a hard question.
I'll talk again.
No, Joey.
Wow.
All right, you're listening.
Okay.
Girls, listen.
Oh, you don't have anything yet?
So sit down and let somebody else get up there.
Okay. Okay, Toby's going to say something now.
Oh no, are you gonna talk to Rabbi Brenda?
He just came to my
2.5 hours?
Who's Rabbi Brenda?
Who's Rabbi Breppa?
This came to my
2.5 hours.
The old mashgiach of Yaakov Yeshiva.
Just
And when I graduated high school, he told me, go to Be'er Yaakov, Rabbi Breppa.
I'm impressed.
He came to me.
spoke to my yeshiva.
Marvin should blocking the
So, I don't know what he said. So Rabbi Harari told me that Rabbi Breppa said that when she didn't listen to Hashemah,
wait a minute. Haim, move to the side so I can see Father's face. Okay. When Vashti
listened to Hashverosh, didn't listen to Hashverosh, he killed her.
Yeah.
Then when Esther, when Hashverosh got married to Esther, he said, where you come from? He said, I don't want to tell you.
She said that?
I don't want to tell you. So she wouldn't reveal where she came from. So what's going on? Should have killed her on the spot, right?
Yep. Would have to be the straight.
So Rabbi Brenda said no. Hashverosh was not stupid.
You just said it was a tipesh.
He said this. Yeah, he said this.
This is another
No,
Okay. He said it.
this is according to the one who says he was a hatam.
Okay.
I remember he said it.
So he said that Hashverosh didn't mind the fact that she didn't listen to him. Why? Because he knew that she didn't want to tell him because Mordechai, she was very subservient to Mordechai.
Yeah.
She listened to Mordechai, whatever he said. She was very happy with that. She said, now she's used to Mordechai. I just got married to her. She's newly married, right? She's like her father, whatever. So now she listens to whatever he said. But I see she's very subservient. He says, in the long term, it's very good because when she gets used to me, she's going to start listening to me. So he liked that. Mashenken Vashti just didn't want to listen to him because she was on her own. She felt she was free.
He said it different.
So that he didn't like. But she didn't listen to him because she was subservient to somebody else. That could be taken care of. Eventually she'll become subservient to him.
He said it different.
Yeah, what did he say?
He said that the reason is because he thought that the reason why she didn't want to say was because she was traveling from a illegitimate family or something. So he thought that he didn't mind so much.
He didn't mind the king of 120,000
I mean, not that, but I don't mean, in other words, it's from a low family, at least, because she didn't want a wife like Vashti to start up, that she was the grandson of a king or something. So now people don't know.
Granddaughter of a king.
They care so much. Granddaughter of
Okay, that's it.
I should say something else, okay, I'll say it.
Since you all begged me.
It says in the Megillah that.
I don't think too many people. Come on. They want to hear, but say it a little louder.
Okay, saying that. Don't talk for a half hour. Not talk for a half hour. It says in the Megillah that.
No, let him talk.
Esther.
You're next, Eli
When the
Sultan.
night came Esther said, not scared, to speak to Achashverosh. Right? So Esther said, I don't want to go because he didn't call me, the king didn't call me for 30 days. So he told them, if you keep quiet now, then never so now the question is, so the question is, why did Mordechai answer like so strong words against her? Like, big deal, let her wait a couple of days. What's the reason why she said he didn't call me for 30 days? Because she thought he would probably call me in a couple of days. So why didn't Mordechai make her go right away? Let her wait. Because he's been out not for another 11 months anyway. She's there for her. Why did he answer that like harsh words to her?
We got the question. Come on, let's say the answer.
The answer is because Mordechai wanted to show that.
What?
He's talking like a Rosh Hashiva.
Oh, is that he has to?
Okay, go on.
All right, keep it up. Elaborate a little more.
Are you gonna elaborate? No, I'm not elaborating.
Please. Answer that.
Come on, the cameraman got to start singing.
Show that if you get a dance, you need to do nefesh. I want to show that if there was a chance to. If there was a chance right now, you have to take a chance. She wanted to show that she should be Mosed Nefesh, that she should give over her life, risk her life, because then it'll show that. In other words, it'll show that they're really good.
Everybody sing for Mordechai. He misses us.
Wait, we have to give a signal. The signal.
Don't do it near the kid's face.
We're on
Hold it up.
listen.
where'd you get that from?
Retails it up. My price was 8.
June made is gorgeous too. That pop-up ice cream cone.
But that wasn't Mishloach Manoch. But this is adorable for Mishloach. I don't know. He made it at school.
I know somebody. Everybody in the playground. Somebody in the Don't take it.
Okay, no more. Where's June? Where's Ezra? Where's June? Where's Ezra?
Ezra's underneath the piano.
Come on.
Hey, Ez.
Stop it.
Israel.
What's today's day?
This is the 5th? No, 4th of April. 4th of April.
April, Saturday night, it's Shabbat. Rosh Chodesh, sun was today. This is Alf and Sun probably. No, it's today.
Okay, good.
Oh, you realize that video?
No, we, where's your baby, Mo? Now show me your baby with this camera. Oh, so you won't bother her now, right? Yeah. He has, he's congested and he has eyes infected.
What's wrong with his eyes?
I don't know, look, he couldn't open them this morning. Let me get baby Ora.
Will you like take a picture? Yeah, I see all his old milk because he ate the show. Does he need medicine?
Is that a new camera, guys?
No.
Cranky.
Looks new.
His eye?
Yeah, plus we never use it, so it's new. You need it, you can borrow it.
Condition, right?
Only thing is this thing, the battery pack just doesn't, I have to plug it, nah, I can't charge it.
I'm going to be invited to see the movie.
You have to get new batteries.
Oh, that's enough. Okay.
Nice, Alma, very good. You give us a Divrei Torah. We had, listen to this, Toby. We went to Senior Citizens last night, and there was a rabbi, J-Dub rabbi there. It's Eli.
We never saw it before.
We go every Friday night. So I went and I asked him, would you like to give a Divrei Torah? He tells me I'm not prepared.
Who said that?
Some J-Dub rabbi, so Eli had to give me Divrei Torah.
But are these bagels homemade? I don't need homemade bagels.
Every Friday night we have. Every Friday night. Hi, Ruth.
They have a get together every Friday night?
Every Friday night we make a kiddush for them.
Downstairs?
Every, no, in East Third Street we go. East Third Street, King's Highway.
What bagel you toasted?
It's Yashan. Tell me Yashan.
Give me another plate.
I'm gonna bring it.
Where's a bagel you toasted?
What?
Where's a bagel you toasted?
Put it in here. Take some more. Huh? Mars, keep that light open. Makes it brighter.
It's okay, you could eat it.
That's Yashan. No problem.
Very Yashan.
It's from last month. Ezra. Hi, honey. You don't know nothing. Say hi to Daddy. But you don't feel good tonight? Okay. We'll see you later. Oh yeah, that's what we get. Okay, good.
What do I want me to say? I spoke to
Hug him, kiss him, hug him.
You miss your brother?
What?
Don't you miss your brother? You didn't see
I
William?
spoke to him on the phone.
Oh, okay, very good. Okay. Thank you for coming. Hey, I thought he wasn't coming.
I thought he wasn't coming.
Did you tell me he wasn't coming?
Did you say you wanted to believe this?
See that?
Wow.
So was it a nice surprise?
Where's mommy?
I remember when you told up the house, I was outside.
Shelly, say hello to your son.
Downstairs.
You mean you're amazed at that?
She came in the house and everything.
I was crying when he was born. That was the last one I
I
cried.
wasn't crying.
Shelly,
I was so happy.
Shelly, you're allowed to kiss him.
Your father was crying.
That's all right.
You want to know this brush again? Call me Joey Long.
My father was crying.
Joey, don't smile. Don't smile.
Oh, we gotta ask Joey about it, Minyan, David. Let's ask him.
We're going to come with a video camera.
Oh, Toby, by the way,
Yeah.
David said he'll come too, right, David?
When I sell something,
What would you do?
they made me men now. I know they can be a kid. They make them simple. Yes, but it was like, Shelly, video camera. Remember it.
Your kids are never going to be
I wouldn't tell that to Shaul. I tell Shaul, stay away from the kids. That's okay.
No, the kids are right next to the class.
They'll go and say,
No, but I'm talking about the father.
I wouldn't get involved. Mind your own business and let the kids work
The
out.
kids, the fathers, go ahead.
What's the father going to do to Shaul? What's he going to do to him?
Hello, they have this guy, these crazy people that hit the kid. You're into something.
Just don't get involved.
There are some fathers go ahead. I've seen. Okay? What's up?
I was gonna put it for somebody.
I'm not getting involved at all. I'm telling you, if you get having trouble, tell his teacher to change his seat, that's all. Somebody said I wasn't there.
It's a lot of money.
Happy birthday to Morris. Happy birthday to you. How old are you now? Well, that's it?
Morris, come on. I'm 14 years old. I'm 14 years old. I'm 14.
How are you going to be a Hazan, Morris? Okay, blow out the candles. Hooray!
Someone ate from the cake.
I didn't know. I'm sorry, Andy. I got the birthday cake.
Cake.
Me too, like that.
Really? Oh, that's right. You can see the evidence in our plate.
He showed told me it was the ice cream cake. What happened to ice cream cake?
Oh, it's not around.
How can I make kids cry?
Sounds like he was scared.
She's funny. What did he tell you? David,
That first of all, what happened?
What did your father say? Don't fight with my son, otherwise he's gonna beat you up in a cry. So I have to no, I didn't know.
Very nervous.
I'll sit over there.
Maybe I should have gotten smacked over there. Some character adjustment. So Yappa goes, I'm gonna take his face, he tells me. He goes, take his face and put it into the gym. He goes, he knocks on the wall, he goes, you see how hard this is? The gym is that hard. You know, I'm gonna put his face in it. So Yappa said that, he goes, show me like pancake. He goes, I'm gonna put his face into the wall in the gym. Yappa, take it easy.
Same age.
Kids and me.
English
So you get more chairs.
Somebody holding your car? How could you tell by looking at it, Eli?
That's Daddy's car. Why you sitting there?
You know, the hand makes someone older.
Hey, Eli, is there...
There's bread on the table now?
Well, at the end of an evening, there she is, the hostess of ceremonies. Well, how does it feel to have your sons back with you all together?
I want you, Joey, and Morris next to Mommy.
And you want your coffee?
Where's Joey and Morris?
Joey went downstairs.
Birthday, Morris, you're the best.